Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Club story, A Wandering Dork with me, Daniel. It's Season 2, Episode 4, and today for the second episode in a row we're back for a massive doubleheader at the top of the table as we try to assert our dominance in the promotion race and cement our position at the top of the league. We start on the profile of Tom Whelan with a very good reason, and that's because he's agreed to sign a new deal, one with a standard weekly wage. He's no longer a non-contract player earning loads of money on appearance fees, so it means we're able to play him as first choice, which is good based on his form so far this season. 3 assists and a goal, he's got a fairly professional personality, and he's really coming along quite nicely. I think he's going to be a star in our promotion push. Of course, this season we're hoping to reach the playoffs with the goal of getting promoted by the end of next year at the latest. We gave ourselves 3 years to get out of the National League South, but if we could do it in 2, that would be wonderful. But before we get into the action today, a massive thank you to everyone who's followed the series so far. I really do appreciate your support with it. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am, and if you are, please put a thumbs up on the video. And if you're new to the channel, then subscribe for daily FM20 content from this long-term story with Dorking Wanderers and our head coach story, which is just around the corner. But let's go back to the home screen to see where we are at the moment. We're top of the league by 3 points. We play Hemel Hempstead, the old rivals on the channel from FM19, and then Havant Waterlooville, our closest challengers. So certainly a big double header today. Before a run of 10 league games in 6 weeks, it really is pushing us to the limit. We've got a midweek game every single week between now and the end of October, where we'll already be at the halfway point of the season. So this expanded league has certainly meant a lot of fixtures early in the year. It seems to calm down as normal later. I don't know if that's just a scheduling issue, but it's something we've certainly got to deal with. We've got a slightly stronger squad than last year, which really does help us, and I hope that we'll be able to continue to progress. And interestingly, our managerial performance has gone down, despite a couple of 2-0 wins since the last episode. So if we go and have a look at the schedule, just to confirm those ones, you're with me for the exciting Slough and Boreham Wood games, and then we played Oxford City with a 2-0 win, Fabio Lopez getting both goals from the right. He came in and showed just how strong our squad is, a brilliant performance from him. And then away at Dartford, Arthur Reed did the same. He scored the first goal from the edge of the box, and Tom Richards wrapped it up on the hour mark as we achieved yet another comfortable victory. We've got no further transfer news. There is one left winger we're desperately trying to chase, but he's a free agent and he thinks he can do better than us, so he's not even accepting a trial at the moment, so it might be a couple of months before we can move on that one. But if we go and have a look at the dynamics, you can see everything's still going very nicely, so it leaves us in a good position going into the first game, where we'll hope to get one over on our old channel rivals. They're actually one of the more local sides to my house in Luton, just a few miles on the bus, but unfortunately the way they treated us in FM19 doesn't leave us with a particularly pleasant memory. If you don't know why we're so upset about Hemel Hempstead, then do go back in the eye above to check out our FM19 story. In that one, the head coach, we started our career with them, and it's fair to say things didn't quite go to plan. We'll be starting our FM20 edition in just a week or so's time, at the conclusion of our beta save with Luton Town, but in the meantime we've got to try and stay at the top of this league, and we're heavy favourites to do so today. So let's have a look at the 11 we've gone for. A couple of changes from our usual lineup. Fabio Lopez doing brilliantly, he's going to stay on the right. Giorgi's just struggled a little bit recently, and of course with this brilliant squad it does allow us to rotate a little more. We've got the same up front where Cameron Archer's just come off the boil a bit, so Aaron Presley's getting his chance alongside Pryor, and that means we've got Hale Brown in goal, Vaughan and Grant the fullbacks with Harbottle and O'Dwyer centre half, we've got Whelan and Gallagher in central midfield, Lopez and Richards on the wing, and then Pryor and Presley together up front with the likes of Giorgi and Archer on the bench. So a really strong squad, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform. So let's get into this first game against Hemel Hempstead and see if we can get the 3 points. Standard 4-4-2 for Hemel, and still a few really good players in the squad. Tyrone Sterling at left back, he played in the National League for some time. Rob Sinclair and Isaac Galliford, 2 young players from Luton's academy in previous years, of course in very different generations. The one thing I notice is that Jake Hauser's gone from last year, and he caused us all sorts of trouble, so we're quite glad not to see him in the lineup. But let's tell the lads to pick up where they left off. They've been on a brilliant run of form in the league, and we've obviously got the FA Cup just round the corner soon, and I will try to prioritise that. We desperately need the money and a cup run. We've got a lower league side in the second qualifying round. Cheshunt are home from the Isthmian Premier, so I really do think we can succeed in that one and hopefully edge closer to the first round proper. It's 15 minutes gone and it's the first highlight of the match really. Presley been put in by the target man Pryor. Good save by Russell down to his left. Of course the clear cut chance is still not fixed, so as a result it remains 0-0. We've got a corner with Richards though and danger at the front post. Pryor flicks it on but not on target. It's wide of the post and it remains 0-0. But it's been a really promising start to the match. Here come Hemel on their first chance forward though. Smith getting the ball on the right hand side. Gallagher wins it high up the pitch. Brilliant work from the ball winner. And now he's going on a run down the wing. He's got two in the box if he can find them. Cuts inside and back to Grant. Good delivery to Whelan. Hits the post and back out. And there's Presley to score his second goal of the year. A brilliant finish in his first start in the advanced forward role. He's only ever come in a target man position before. A brilliant start to the game. And now we've got to just defend this corner. O'Dwyer heads away as far as the edge of the box. Addy with a thunderous effort over. It's comfortable stuff at the moment. And we lead 1-0 with a quarter of the game gone. We've got a throw on the right hand side, another attack building. Vaughan finds Whelan in the middle. He finds Jake Gallagher plenty of time on the ball and switches it out to the left back Grant. We've got 2 or 3 running ahead of him. One of them's Richards. Let me get that mouse cursor out the way there. As Gallagher finds Whelan in the middle of the pitch, it's back out to Grant on the left again. He's got a man on the overlap if he can find him. Being forced backwards in the end though. Tries to get it inside. It was a little bit too clever and in the end it could cost us a goal. A long clearance from Hemel as Beckles in 1-on-1. Thankfully he puts his shot wide of the post. The 1-on-1 problem benefiting us there, and it remains 1-0 with 10 to the break. It's Sterling with a throw at left back, gives it straight away to Jason Pryor. He's got 2 or 3 up with him and finds Gallagher on the edge of the box. He could go for the shot, but he's brought it down and he finds Tom Richards. Back to Gallagher again and Whelan. Just trying to find that right pass. Whelan can't find the through ball, and in the end he goes left to Richards. At the byline he's got 3 in the box. One of them's Pryor, but he just gets beaten to it by the keeper. Tips it off Pryor's head and out for a corner, and it remains just 1-0, though we're certainly starting to assert our dominance. It's a free kick for Hemel Hempstead, not long to the break now. Lovely ball through the channel to Beckles. He's been taken wide and he's being closed down, but he's got it inside to Walsh. Good challenge by Gallagher and cleared by Richards. Just worried about a penalty shout for a minute there. It looked a clean tackle, but we've seen worse decisions, so we've always got to be a bit cautious. Grant heads away the long ball again, but it's still with Hemel in our half. Galliford with a lovely switch play, all the way out to Addy on the left. He's trying to find the cross and he's going to have to cut back, is he? To Sterling at the edge of the box, into Beckles, off the crossbar and cleared. O'Dwyer just beats the pouncing striker to it, and it remains 1-0 with 2 minutes to half time. A decent performance, but the away side have given almost as good as they get, and they've had a couple of chances to be level, and we're going to encourage the lads and hope for the same in the second half. Fingers crossed we can get that second to just kill it off. We've got a couple of warnings to close people down, which are happening automatically now, so let's go and keep an eye out for the Havant score. At the moment they're 0-0 away at East Thurrock. They're right down the bottom, so it'd be a great point for them to drop. Hopefully we'll be able to beat them in midweek then, and really get some daylight between us. But as we say that, Walsh is in for Hemel. Brilliant strike hits the post, and Vaughan gets it away as the keeper was beaten, and it remains 1-0 with an hour gone. 25 remaining, we're going to have to make some changes. We've really not been at our best today. Giorgi's going to come on for Lopez, who hasn't had the best game at all. Pryor's going to be replaced by Archer. We'll switch the 2 strikers round to their preferred positions, as Pryor's had his worst game of the season. Then a left back Grant's not had a good game. We can bring on Anya for him. We did play Armadi in recent games, but unfortunately he still gets a bit nervy. So 3 subs made and a quarter of the game to go. Let's see if we can hold on for this crucial win. We've demanded more and the lads are quite focused, and we've seen off half of that 20 minutes now. We may just go a little more defensive towards the end, try and time waste if need be. We're still getting warnings galore to close people down, but we're not seeing any highlights, and that's all that matters. We're back for our corner, 90 seconds of normal time left. O'Dwyer could have wrapped it up for us, but his header goes just wide of the post. The keeper looked like he had it covered. We're back remarkably at the end of a highlight again, as Archer had put a shot off target, and we're going to go and do our usual time wasting tactics. We always do this in stoppage time. Just slow it down for the last couple of minutes and try and restrict the away side from chances. So just 3 minutes added on, so hopefully we can see them out. It looks like we're going to do so. No highlights, and it's a 1-0 win, and the striker came in, Presley, and he's gone and got the winner today. Again shows just how strong our squad is when we brought people like Lopez in, or Presley as it was today. They're all taking advantage and making contributions. Arthur Reed did so in the last game as well. I really am proud of the squad we've built, and considering it's on half the wage as well, it's a really fantastic achievement, and we've just got to hope we don't go bust, and we'll need to prioritise the cup to do that. Unfortunately, you can see that both Havant and Slough did win in their games, so it means the gap's just 3 and 5 points, and that game away at Havant's going to be so crucial in midweek. The lads haven't got long to recover physically, and they've got to make sure they get at least a point. We need to keep that gap at the top of the table. If it gets back to level terms, the pressure's on. So let's very quickly see what the media said about the game. We rise to see off the Tudors. It wasn't a spectacular performance, but we were steady and did the job, and it's now 5 successive league wins. So we'll be back in a moment for the top of the table clash. It's first v second as we face Havant and Waterlooville. Well, we're back just 3 days later, and it's the two form sides in the division. Havant Waterlooville, the only unbeaten side in the league. We're of course top of the league with 30 points from 11 games, and there's only one game we haven't won so far, so this is certainly going to be an interesting match. We got 4 points in 2 against them last year, but they are armed with Lewis Ramsey at right back. He was on loan with us for most of last season, and you can see physically we've got a few strugglers today. So Richards is going to drop out, he's tired. Georgie's going to come in on the left, and Presley will be replaced by Archer again. He's starting to struggle for fitness. We've got problems with both Vaughan and O'Dwyer. Last time we played Vaughan when he was tired, and he had an absolutely woeful game, so Ina will come in today, and we're going to put Binks in a centre half. O'Dwyer's going to drop out of the squad. We'll put Matt Ellis on the bench, another player who played last year. Joined us in January, he's a really good young pro. And then Ethan Vaughan will be replaced by Armadi, and Tom Richards will come off the bench too. Kevin Kavanagh will come in for him. So we've got a pretty decent side still, not anyone I'm worried about playing, and I hope we'll be able to get a result today, as we play against the side that look like they'll be our closest challenges this year. Let's hope we can go and get at least a point. 4-3-3 for Havant Waterlooville. Some really good players in that side. The experienced Danny Kedwell up front, he's a good target man. We've not seen Lewis Ramsey in the squad today, so it's going to be an interesting battle for sure. 2 different tactics and formations, 2 different styles of play, and an unbeaten record or a winning record going. We'll certainly take a point at this stage. 5 minutes gone, no highlights so far, but I'm sure it won't be all dominance in this match. A quarter of the game gone, we haven't seen a highlight until now, but it is Havant Waterlooville coming forward. Taylor switching it to Fogden over on the left. He's a good experienced player too. Lench going wide to Reynolds on the left wing, and he's going to try and deliver to the box. Into Taylor unmarked, good header into the corner. Really terrible, we didn't track the runner. Jake Gallagher, the skipper, possibly at fault there. We're 1-0 down with 25 gone, and this is going to be a real test of character. You can see Havant have had 8 shots to our 2, dominating the match so far, and we're going to demand a bit more from the lads, as we're back for a long throw for Grant. He chooses to go short to Harbottle though. Jake Gallagher's lost it again in midfield, not having a good game so far, as they get it out to the right wing on the counter. Ifer coming forward down that side, trying to get held up, and it goes back to Kebby. He's got plenty of time to build an attack here, and he goes long over to the left. Ina heads away as far as Lopez. The voice just starting to crack again, but we're able to hoof it long downfield, and the 2 men up front will chase it. It's not the best ball though, it's out to Fogden. Apologies for the slight glitches when we go for a cough, but Ifer's got it on the right into Kedwell. Unmarked is Fogden, and Hale Brown's beaten at his near post, and I think we're about to get beaten by Havant. I think we've just found our closest title rivals as well. What a fantastic side they look, and they've absolutely dominated this match so far, and they deservedly lead 2-0 after half an hour. It's Pryor with a kick-off back to Harbottle. We've really got to find something from somewhere. I just don't see where it's coming from at the moment. Yes, we've got a couple of players out, but it's still not a good performance, though Pryor's trying to get in at the back end. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it past the defence, and Taylor's bringing it out yet again. He scored the first goal, attacking from deep, though Gallagher's nicked it high up the pitch, although he's ended up losing the challenge again, and it falls to Kedwell up front. Holds it up well, and it's a long ball to the left. Ina heads away as far as Lench, and Taylor brings it down in the middle again. They're just dominating the game all over. The extra man in midfield is really paying dividends. We're not able to compete, though Whelan snatched the ball here. Can we counter? Georgie finds Gallagher in the middle. Back to Harbottle as centre half. Long ball forward towards Pryor. It's over here, and it's not a great clearance, and Lopez has a chance on the right. In towards Presley, wins the header, just over the crossbar, and the voice is creaking, but we've still missed the target, and we trail 2-0 with 10 to half time. It's level at the top of the table for the first time. Havant absolutely flying, and if we let in one more, we'll concede to opposition on goal difference. Certainly would be a blow to our confidence. You can see from the stats there, they've been absolutely dominant. We're going to aggressively tell the lads they're disappointing, and we're going to go tactically and try and control the game. We need to go a bit more positive. Gallagher's had a poor game as well. A foul for one of the goals, and he's on a yellow. He's an aggressive type, so I don't want to leave him on too long. I just want to see where Adebayi can play. A central midfielder on attack only. And then what else can Whelan do? A Mazzala on support. I guess we could do that actually. Let's go for something a bit different. Georgie's going to be an attacking inverted winger. Whelan's going to switch to the left side as a Mazzala. He'll take up the wide position when he cuts in, and we'll have Adebayi as the central midfielder on attack. I know it leaves us a little bit weak in defence, but what difference does it make at 2-0? We've got to try and get back into the game, and if we lose by a couple more, then so be it. Into the second half we go, and we're hoping for a couple of moments of magic. We're back as Havant counter on the right hand side, again causing trouble on that right wing. It's back to Taylor, who's had a brilliant game in the middle. He gets it wide to Kebby on the right. You can see from the stats we've had a couple of shots at the start of the half, neither of which we've seen on camera, and then Kebby gets it back to Ifer at the edge. He finds Taylor, who shoots, just skims the top of the crossbar. A good effort and they continue to dominate, but it remains 2-0 and we've still got a chance. Right, an hour gone, we've got to throw the kitchen sink at him now. Presley's going to be replaced by Archer. He scored loads of goals this year, so we'll trust him again. And we've got to find one more to bring on to. I think we're going to take Grant off. He's had another poor game. Although normally I'd have Richards to put at left back. I don't have that option today, so I don't think I can do it. So as a result, I have to bring Armadi on. He'll go to left back in place of Grant, and the youngsters will get some match experience. Just under 20 to go, we've seen nothing more, so we're going very attacking and very direct. We're just going to try and get the ball forward as much as possible and get it into the box quickly. If we can create a bit of havoc with two good strikers, who knows what the outcome might be. I don't think there's anything else we can do to change, we're just going to try and go more attacking. We've got to throw it right back with Anya, just 5 minutes of normal time left, and if we're going to come back, we need a goal immediately. Anya's got it at right back yet again, Pryor holding up well as target man. It's gone all the way back to the keeper, Hale Brown, no idea why he needed to do that, and in terms of shots, it's now been fairly level, but unfortunately haven't have taken their chances. Adebayi finds Whelan. No clear-cut chances in this match, but Whelan's been mugged in possession again, and not tracking runners has cost us today. We might have to think about that midfield setup, particularly when we come up against top sides. Adebayi wins the ball high up the pitch though, through ball which could put Archer in, just beats the man there, but he's been drifting wide and he's now going to have to try and cross it. Back to Giorgi, who delivers. Lopez heads just over the bar, an awful effort considering the space he was in. He really should have worked the keeper from there. On the left hand side is Havant though. Reynolds getting the ball to Maloney, into Owen Evans who edged just wide, and we've got to be careful we don't concede a third. We really do want to stay top of the table. We're spared as the full-time whistle goes. It's a 2-0 victory for Havant and Waterlooville. They probably just about deserve to win on a balance of play. We'll tell the lads we're disappointed and they seem motivated, and now they've got to go on a big run against the rest. Havant certainly the best side we've played this year, and of course they're right up there with us. It looks like it's going to be a two-horse race for the title, and we're going to have to play very well to beat them. Of course, we're only expected to get a playoff place this year, but it would be devastating having started so well if we did then drop down the table. We're top of the league and we want to keep it that way, but we must make sure we're in the top 7. We've got a massive run of games now, as we mentioned, 2 a week for the next 6 to the end of October, and you can see how many games there are there, and it all calms down. We've just got 4 or 5 a month from that point. So we're going to try and get through the big bulk of fixtures and come back at the end of October for the last game. Dulwich Hamlet at home, a pretty good side in this league, up in 5th place at the moment, so a really decent side. We've got a lot of the relegation rivals in between now and then, so I'm hoping we'll be able to pick up a few points. Lots of home games too, and we've been almost flawless at our own place, so I'm hoping that will continue and we'll be able to stay at the top. Of course, the FA Cup's the most important thing for me now. Could solve the financial problems at the club. But if you did enjoy this episode and seeing the title race hot up, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Our young team just not quite enough for Havant and Waterlooville, who showed their experience to join us on 30 points. And it's certainly going to be an interesting tale at the top this year. And I hope it's going to be an exciting one to the finish. Our job at the moment with 2 games a week is just to use our squad to stay in it, and then hopefully later in the season that'll pay dividends and we'll be able to go on and win the title. But we must make sure we're in the top 7 to reach our goals this year, and based on what I've seen so far, I'm not too worried about that at all. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the Havant game. Is there anything you think we could improve tactically? Let me know what you think of the central midfield too. I know it's not a traditional partnership, but I haven't got anyone that can play as a playmaker. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content, including 5 episodes a week from this series. We've got 1 more week on our current schedule while we finish the FM20 beta save with Luton. And then after that, we'll rotate our 2 long-term stories daily as the FM20 edition of The Head Coach will be starting. I can't wait to get going. I've recorded a few already, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always. I hope you're enjoying the series as much as I am. I really do appreciate your support with it. And I hope to see you next time for an important episode as we try and keep our place at the top of the table.